Hello everyone and welcome to a new lesson with Miss Rafa. Today we're going to study the progress test 2. So open your activity book on page 71 and let's get started. Question A. Fill in the gaps with the missing words. The inspiration of civil rights movements. Gandhi was born in India in 1869. At that time, India was a part of the British Empire, and at the age of 18, he traveled to London to study law. At the age of 24, Gandhi went to South Africa, where he witnessed the racial discrimination. The biggest turning point in young Gandhi's life was on June 7, 1893, when he was thrown off a train station by a white man because he refused to move to a back seat. That would prove to be Gandhi's first, but certainly not last, act of civil disobedience. By 1906, Gandhi had organized his first civil disobedience campaign in South Africa. He would spend the next 9 years fighting for Indian rights in the country before returning home to fight for Indian independence. Over the years, Gandhi would become a leading figure in the independence movement. After years of struggle and many arrests, Gandhi's Quit India movement in 1942 paved the way for Britain's eventual withdrawal from the country. Today, Gandhi is remembered for his commitment to nonviolence, peaceful protest, and simple living. He inspired millions of people to action, preaching a message of love, tolerance, and avoiding greed. Question B. Answer the following questions. Where did Gandhi study law? He studied law in London. Why was he thrown off the train station? because he refused to move to a back seat for a white man. How did Gandhi help make the world a better place? He inspired millions of people to action, preaching a message of love, tolerance, and avoiding greed. Question C. Rewrite these sentences about the text to correct the information. Gandhi started his first civil disobedience campaign in India. Gandhi started his first civil disobedience campaign in South Africa. Quit India movement started in 1924. Quit India movement started in 1942. Gandhi is remembered as a violent protester. Gandhi is remembered as a peaceful protester. Now let's move on to grammar. Put the verbs in brackets in the correct form. Joe has inherited a lot of money. He will buy a new villa next month. عنا الدلالة next month بتدل على زمن المستقبل. نستخدم will زائد مصدر. It was a stupid thing to say. I wish I hadn't said it. جملة I wish بالماضي فبستخدم ماضي تام. I should have listened to you. I wish I had taken your advice. تمني بالماضي. At 8:30 this evening, I am going to meet my friend Tom at Huge Cafe. عنا بالجملة مخططات قررناها سلفا رح نعملها بالمستقبل فبنستخدم going to زائد مصدر. By the end of this year, I will have driven more than 1,000 kilometers with my car. عنا الدلالة by the end of this year بتدل على وجود حدث رح يكون انتهى قبل الوقت اللي بدنا إياه بالمستقبل فبنستخدم will زائد have زائد الفعل بالتصريف الثالث. Our flat is rather small. I wish it was أو بقدر أقول it were a bit bigger. عنا تمني بالحاضر فبنستخدم زمن الماضي البسيط. دايما مع جملة I wish بقدر استخدم where مع جميع الضمائر حتى ضمائر المفرد الغائب لأنه wish بتدل على حدث غير حقيقي متخيل. Question B. Combine the sentences using relative pronouns. Bob traveled all over the world. He met a lot of famous people. رح نستخدم ضمير وصل لنربط هدول الجملتين مع بعض. نقدر نقول Bob, who traveled all over the world, met a lot of famous people. طالما عم نحكي عن شخص واللي هو بوب نستخدم معه ضمير الوصل who. بكتاب المعلم تم ربط الجملة باستخدام where العائدة على كلمة all over the world. فالجملة كانت بالشكل التالي: Bob traveled all over the world, where he met a lot of famous people. We will spend our holiday in the same village. We have had a lot of joyful days there. We will spend our holiday in the same village where we have had a lot of joyful days. ربطنا الجملتين مع بعض اعتمادا على كلمة village اللي هي مكان فبستخدم مع where. I don't know most of the people. You invited them to the party. بهي الجملة في عنا فاعلين. بقدر أقول I don't know most of the people whom you invited to the party أو بقدر استخدم who. The subject interested everyone. You wrote about it last week. الجملتين هون عم يحكوا عن الموضوع the subject بستخدم معه which لأنه شيء. The subject which you wrote about last week interested everyone. I apologize to the women. I spilled her coffee on her new dress. منلاحظ إنه قهوتها هي اللي انسكبت على فستانها هي، يعني في عندي ملكية بستخدم whose. I apologize to the women whose coffee I spilled on her new dress. Question C. Write a conditional sentence about each situation. For example, I can't afford to buy a car. عنا وضع متخيل بالحاضر لأنه زمن الجملة حاضر بسيط. بستخدم الجملة الشرطية النوع الثاني اللي بيكون فيها جزء if ماضي بسيط والجزء الثاني would زائد مصدر. If I had enough money, I would buy a car. The young boy was sad because his mother didn't take him to the fun city. طبعا زمن الجملة هون ماضي بسيط فعندي وضع متخيل بالماضي. بستخدم الجملة الشرطية النوع الثالث. شو شكلها؟ if زائد past perfect والجزء الثاني من الجملة بيكون would زائد have زائد الفعل بالتصريف الثالث. If his mother had taken him to the fun city, the young boy would have been happy. أو بقدر استخدم طريقة النفي. The young boy wouldn't have been sad if his mother had taken him to the fun city. إذن الفكرة الأساسية هون هو نوع الزمن اللي عم بستخدمه بالجملة. It's too warm to snow. Therefore, we can't go skiing. الجملة بالحاضر البسيط فبستخدم الجملة الشرطية النوع الثاني. If it were too cold to snow, we could go skiing. طالما أنا استخدمت كلمة can للجملة الأساسية فبستخدم could بدال would لأنه would هي الماضي من will أما could هي الماضي من can. My little brother was unhappy because he lost his money. If my little brother hadn't lost his money, he would have been happy. الجملة هون ماضي بسيط فبستخدم الجملة الشرطية النوع الثالث. I don't have a computer, so I can't surf the net. نحدد الفعل لنعرف زمن الجملة. زمن الجملة هون حاضر بسيط. إذا بستخدم الجملة الشرطية النوع الثاني. If I had a computer, I could surf the net. I'm not rich enough to help the poor. I am بتدل على زمن الحاضر البسيط، فبستخدم الجملة الشرطية النوع الثاني. If I were rich enough, I would help the poor. Now let's move on to the pronunciation. Choose the words that have silent letters from each group. Hot, hour, seahorse, downhill. Wait, software, reward, right. Knee, key, talk, racket. Dinner, neck, column, mankind. Psychology, sheep, open, apologize. Now let's move on to everyday English. Write sentences to express these situations. You're at a restaurant, you order pizza, but it's salty. Express complaint to the waiter. I'm afraid I have a complaint to make. I'm sorry to say, the pizza is very salty. انتبهوا للفظ كلمة pizza. Pizza. You're a great violinist. You're asked if you're any good at playing the violin. Express modesty. I've just been very lucky to have a wonderful teacher. You want to talk to the company manager? The operator answers your call. Ask the operator to put you through to the manager. Good morning. I'd like to speak to the company manager. Would you put me through, please? You have a birthday party tomorrow, and there are a lot of things to do. Ask for help. Would you help me prepare for a birthday party tomorrow? Now at last we have the writing. In no more than 120 words, write an essay about the women's role in the Syrian society. The following prompts may help you. Family, achievements and contributions, female figures from the Syrian society. That's everything for today. Thank you very much. See you next lesson.